We will be viewing portions of the SBDM statute throughout this training, and we'll be discussing the sections of the statute that council members mostly interact with. You can find the entirety of the statute, including sections not covered in this training, in Appendix A. You will want to become familiar with the statute and its contents because it drives everything you do as a council member. Throughout the training, please interact with the text. You can highlight, underline, etc. as we take a closer look at the information beneath each of the headings. So if you'll turn to page 7 in your handbook, take a moment to read through the statute there. So we will be addressing each section of KRS 160-345 throughout this training. Again, each of these are located in your handbook, and the specific statutes are in Appendix A if you want the entirety. On page 9 in your handbook, it does discuss the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meeting Acts. At this point, you should have a general understanding of the school-based decision-making terminology. You've read through those definitions. And next, we're going to dig a little deeper into several topics that are going to impact your work. Let's begin by taking a deep dive into the Kentucky Open Records and Open Meetings Act. Having a clear understanding of this topic is essential to ensuring compliance with legal requirements in the spirit of the law and protecting yourself and fellow council members. So go ahead on page 9 and read through the Open Records and Open Meetings Act. As you are reading, be sure and highlight that section E where it says the meetings of the school council shall be open to the public and all interested persons may attend. However, there are exceptions to the open meetings, and those are provided in KRS 61-810. So for example, if you are discussing the hiring of an employee, those can go into closed sessions in your SBDM meeting. And you can ask any of the public that's there to attend the meeting to leave during those times. On page 10, notice there are some specific details to those meetings. There are 2 types of meetings. There's a regular meeting and a special called meeting. So the regular meetings are held at dates and times on a regular schedule. So these are meetings that will be scheduled. You've probably discussed that at your first meeting, what that schedule is going to look like, and went ahead and adopted those dates. Those are going to be like every 3rd Tuesday of the month. It's a regularly scheduled meeting, and those are going to be known to the public as well. No one in particular calls this meeting because it is on a set predetermined schedule, and you must follow the notice requirements listed in the council's bylaws. So each school is going to be a little different on that bylaw, but most of our meetings, the principals go ahead and publish on Facebook and go ahead and put those in the newspaper as well. Those are going to, again, follow that regularly predetermined schedule. There are also special called meetings. These meetings are not held on a regular meeting schedule. These are meetings that will need to be called if there is something specific that needs to be passed by a specific time. So the chairperson or a majority of the council can call those meetings at any time. Typically, the chairperson will call those, but if the majority of the council gets together and decides that there's a need, they may also call one. The requirements for this notice is that all members must be noticed or notified of the meeting at least 24 hours in advance. This notification can be sent by fax, mail, email, or hand delivered. Also, this special meeting must be posted, your location and the meeting location for at least 24 hours in advance, and this gives the public an opportunity to know about the meeting and be able to attend. You can also send it to the media or post it on your Facebook page as well. If you have any questions about special meetings or regular meetings, please let me know. Again, you can reach out to me at any time with any questions that you have. Also want to get into the difference between open and closed sections or sessions. We talked about this just a little bit before. If you follow along on page 11, it does go through the specifics of the open and closed sessions. So there will be times that a council will need to discuss matters in a closed session. However, all decisions made by the council must occur in an open session. So you may go into a closed session to discuss different items, and then once your decision is made, you'll need to make that decision during the open session so that it can be recorded. So again, the public, it says, is the public allowed to be present during this session? During open sessions, yes, they are. And during closed sessions, they are not allowed to be a part of that. When is the council allowed to be in this type of session? So open sessions, this will be each time. Those are those regularly called meetings or any of those special meetings that may happen. You may go into closed session when there is an actual or potential litigation, an appointment of individuals, or meetings which federal or state law specifically require to be conducted in privacy. One example of that is when you review the school emergency plan, you must go into closed session to review that because there are items in that emergency plan that are not allowed to be public. Okay. What is to be discussed during this type of session? So during an open session, you're going to go through all of the items on your agenda for that meeting. During the closed session, you're only going to discuss the issue that was described in the open session before convening and going to that closed session. So it's going to be just that specific piece of the agenda. Are minutes required during this type of session? During an open session, yes, everything must be recorded. And during the closed session, this one is not recorded, again, because that is a closed session and not open to the public. Are decisions or actions made or taken during this type of session? So during an open session, yes, decisions and or actions must be made. And during the closed session, you do not make those final decisions or actions. This is the time that you discuss that. And then when you return to open session, you make that final decision. Now on for the open records, the basic requirements. These are any of the meetings minutes or the members that were present during those meetings or the decisions that were made are part of the open records request. You must also meet in a suitable location so that the public may attend and a time that the public may attend as well. You will have an official custodian of those records. This will be your SBDM secretary. We'll keep possibly your chair as well. We'll keep a copy of all of those records that you're needing. All right, let's do a quick discussion. If you turn to page 13 in your handbook, I'd like for you to take some time to read through these scenarios on your own. There are 2 different scenarios, and think about what you would do or how you would handle these requests.